There we go. We are now recording. So when you have a comment, you can either type into the chat or you can unmute yourself and ask a question, and we'll be happy to answer it for you as we go.
Where is the chat? I'm not seeing it.
The chat is at the bottom of the screen. You should see share screen, and right beside that should be a chat box. Do you all see it down here?
It says more for me, and when I click more, then I get the option to click on the chat.
And I'm not seeing more at all.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, you'll have to unmute yourself then and ask questions when we get to that point.
Thank you, Catherine.
Oh, you're so welcome, my Faith. All right, so I know that everybody here knows me except for Debbie, so we'll quickly go through who I am and who Mark is, and we'll share our little desktop here, and we'll kind of go through some information, and then we'll go through some specific pieces that we're going to go through on what we have in our little display. So first thing is who we are. We are Mark and Catherine Easthope. We have been using doTERRA for quite a while, since 2012 Christmas. This is our family. We have 10 children between us, and now we have 6 and 2 halves of grandchildren, so 2 on the way. It's really fun.
Hello, Aubrey. How many days is it left?
And I am a health and lifestyle coach, transformational coach, and I'm studying nutrition currently as well. And I am writing a book called From Wheelchair to Machu Picchu, because I used to be in a wheelchair, and the essential oils and some other wonderful things that happened helped me get out of that wheelchair, and then I was able to do what I wanted to do, which is climb Machu Picchu, and I'm writing a book about that. So let's get right into what you're going to learn today. You're going to learn about what essential oils are, how essential oils kill the viruses or bacteria, things like that, what oils to use to make your own bacterial and antiviral cleaners, essential oils and pet safety, because there are some that you want to avoid using, and of course we'll offer you recipes and ideas on how you can incorporate that into your home and help protect yourself from all the threats that are circulating around right now. So let's go right into what are essential oils. Essential oils are extracts from plants, and this picture that you see here is actually we have a comment, is actually, I'll answer your question in just 1 minute, a gigantic picture of a peppermint leaf, if you can believe it. So when you zoom right in, these little sacs that sit on the top of the leaf are what hold the actual essential oils. So essential oils are highly concentrated from the actual peppermint leaf. They are 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs because they're so concentrated. And there's a wide range of uses for essential oils, from cosmetics to foods to natural health solutions. It's just so vast. And often the inspiration for synthetically produced pharmaceutical products comes from essential oils or plants. So first thing to know is they are 100% natural, or they should be, and there are some, you'll see here in this little chart here, there are some that are synthetic, and you want to avoid those because they're not going to be therapeutic for you, and they're actually going to harm you if you use them in the wrong way. There are some that are used in foods, so natural, not even natural. Sometimes they're synthetic flavorings that go into gums and salad dressings and frozen foods, all kinds of things. We have therapeutic levels, which are not necessarily pure, but they do have concentrated amounts of specific components in them. And then of course we have the certified pure therapeutic grade, which means that the plants must be sourced from their native or indigenous growing region. The testing guarantees absence of toxins, contaminants, or microorganisms that could harm you. They go through rigorous testing, which assures the presence of the desired therapeutic qualities that we need. And the purity of the oils guarantees there are no negative side effects. And of course, guaranteed potency, because they are so powerful and they're not diluted. So here's probably the most important part of our class today, aside from learning which ones to use. And this is probably like the most exciting. Did you want to teach that part, Mark?
Sure, I can do that. The cool part about essential oils is what you're seeing on your screen right now is a cell, the cell that's in your body. And what happens is viruses can get inside that cell. Bacteria kind of grows on the outside of it, which is what you're seeing in your picture, which is why when you go to the doctor and you've got some kind of a bacterial thing happening, they can prescribe to you a pharmaceutical product of thank you. It was right there. Antibiotics, and that's because antibiotics are hydrophilic. They can actually get around the cell and kill the bacteria around the cell. The problem is the viruses live inside the cell. And that's why when you got a cold or something, they won't give you an antibiotic because it doesn't help, because that's the virus that's inside the cell. The nice part about essential oils are they are lipophilics. They match the cell because the cell is lipo. And it allows the essential oil to pass through the membrane into the center of the cell and kill off the virus. That's why they're so essential for both viruses and bacteria. Does that help?
Yeah, that's great. And what does lipo mean?
Lipo is
Fat.
the fat.
The
right.
fat
The
base.
fat
So
part of science.
the outside of your cell is a fat-based membrane.
Correct.
You've heard of the term essential fatty acids. Well, that's exactly what your cell membrane is made of, is fatty acids. And so when the essential oils are able to get through that and get right to the virus, it's very comforting for me to know that it can get in there. Because what viruses do is they actually trick the cell into letting the virus into the actual cell. And then once it's there, it just multiplies and multiplies and multiplies until it explodes the cell. And then all of those new virus cells go to all of the new cells and trick them. And they just keep going and going. And that's why viruses are so difficult to stop. But when the essential oils can get in there and just stop them in their tracks, I kind of like that. And that makes cleaning with them so effective, is because they can actually stop it on surfaces, your clothing, your hands, when you're washing with them. Is just so vast how well they can help with that. So when we're using the essential oils aromatically, yes, they can affect mood, but more importantly, they can clean the air of the pathogens and other threats that may be circulating. Someone has coughed or sneezed, or what other airborne ways they can get into the air. If you're diffusing things like On Guard or other oils that will go through in your home, then it can actually help the airborne viruses. And with the current threat that we have right now, that particular threat attacks the lungs first. That's what they will attach to. So if you're able to kill off those viruses before they even get into the lungs, then you're a step ahead. And then, of course, we have topical use. So if you're washing your hands with them, cleaning surfaces, using it on your feet to help babes and children, especially, and with adults as well, then they really, really do work very, very effectively. And then we have the internal use. When I speak of internal use, I am only speaking of the doTERRA oils because I know they are certified pure, therapeutic grade, and there are some that you want to avoid using internally, and there are some safety practices you need to follow that I'm not covering today. So do not use them internally until we talk, okay? So some ways that you can use them internally will help also systemically. It helps the whole system to be able to fight off these pathogens that we're facing. And then let's get right into cleaning with the essential oils. So as I went through my studies, I went through what I have for scientific research. The antiviral essential oil recommendations are these. You'll notice that we have red, orange, and green recommendations. The red recommendations are the ones that have been clinically proven to be the most effective against particular threats. Then we have the orange, which are the next, and the green, which are the next. They're called other, if you will. And what's wonderful is you can use any one of these and it will be effective against antiviral threats, or being effective against the viruses that come along. We have more than one virus that we have to face every single day, so we'll kind of broaden that a little bit. On Guard is on there, and you're going to notice On Guard is on most of them. On Guard is a blend that is made of several different oils that I'll talk about in a minute. And so you'll see we've got things like Melaleuca, also known as tea tree oil, lime, cinnamon, lemon. These are ones that you've probably heard of already. Like, really? Can thyme really help with the viruses? Absolutely, it sure can. Lavender as well.
See, time gives you more time.
Ha ha ha. You'll see antibacterial properties here as well. On Guard again, melaleuca, thyme, cinnamon, stronger, peppermint, purify, litsea, pink pepper, lemon myrtle, and lime. Mark and I were actually having a discussion this morning. He said, you know, pink pepper is really good for antibacterial properties. And I said, no, I think it's really good for digestive. We were both right when I was really looking into our research that we have. So lots of options here. And then, of course, we have the actual On Guard that is probably the biggest seller. When I was looking online today, probably 50% of these products are sold out with doTERRA right now. Last month, they had a really great promotion that they put on. And then, of course, this month, things are happening the way they are. Now, so you have to know how good On Guard really is. It helps to support healthy immune function. It contains cleansing properties. It is made up of wild orange, clove, cinnamon leaves and cinnamon bark, eucalyptus leaf, and rosemary leaf essential oils. So it should be fairly safe for everyone. However, there are a couple of oils in here that your pets may not be able to tolerate. So be aware of that, and we'll go through that in a minute. So if you find that On Guard really is not quite what you need in your home, then we have other recipes and other options for you. So we'll talk about the antiviral conditions that On Guard provides. You can use the On Guard soft gels for your immune support. That would be an internal way. The On Guard foaming hand wash to help protect against skin-borne microorganisms is so effective. The On Guard cleaner concentrate that we have helps eliminate microorganisms from your household surfaces. And of course, the protecting throat drops to soothe any irritated or sore throats that you may have. I have a friend that we met 6 years ago. She's our upline, Michelle. And when I first met her, she told us about a story when the H1N1 virus came out, and everyone was really scared about that and the effects that it may have. She had a family member, I think it was 2 of her sons. She has 5 boys. 2 of them actually did contract H1N1, and of course, they were quarantined for however long they had to be. And she called up her upline, Teresa, which is our upline, and she asked, okay, what do I do? And she said, okay, you need to diffuse On Guard, you need to use the On Guard foaming hand wash, use the soft gels, and everything else that she possibly could using those On Guard products. And you know, not one of her other family members caught the H1N1, even though they were all quarantined together. And the other ones actually recovered quicker than they would have otherwise. So that's a testament to me as to how effective the essential oils really are. So for immune support and stimulating that immune system, these are some essential oil recommendations that you could follow. I'm sure you've heard of oregano, and of course tea tree is there again, rosemary, clove, frankincense, and you notice that a lot of these are in the On Guard. We have geranium, lemon, and lavender. So if you don't really have a lot of these on hand, but you might have a lime or a thyme, give it a try and see if it can help support your immune system right now. And then we have other cleaning ingredients, which are natural, that you can use when we're talking about putting together some of these recipes today. These other things are in the recipes. So vinegar, baking soda, Castile soap, fractionated coconut oil, and of course, good old borax that's been around forever. So let's talk about pet safety before I give you some recipes. There are lots more than this list that pets need to be aware of, but these ones are ones that I might be talking about today. So I thought maybe I would only include the ones that I might be talking about. We can do, I can share with you more research. I can share with you a post that one of our daughters shared with us this last week, and it was very inclusive of oils to avoid because they can harm your pet. They can they can harm them emotionally, physically. There are lots of things things that can happen with particular essential oils, while others can help support their immune system, support their liver, help them emotionally. So there are specific ones you can use and want to use, and there are other ones that you want to avoid. Does this all make sense? I can't hear you, of course, so I'm hoping that it does. So cassia, clove, garlic, mustard, oregano, thyme, tansy, tea tree, wintergreen, and yarrow. And you'll note that I have already talked about some of these already. So these are the ones, if you want to take a screenshot, I would now, because they're ones that you want to be aware of. Now, when we talk about the recipes and you find that there may be one of these oils in a recipe that you want to use, you can either omit that particular oil or replace it with a different one that would be safer for your pet. All right, so let's talk about recipes and ideas. Some, on all of the ones on the left, if you're attending this webinar, I will send to you, I'll send you all of the recipes for this. So all-purpose cleaning spray, countertop cleaning spray, glass and window, mattress refresher, multi-surface, stainless steel, which actually works like a dream. Would you agree with me?
I would agree.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Tile and grout cleaning, toilet bowl, tub and shower, wood furniture, fruit and veggie. So those are all going to be included in the email I send out to you with all of the recipes there. And then we have other ones that I can help you find. Dishwasher cleaner, there's a On Guard laundry detergent. There's ways that you can make your own laundry detergent and softener. Carpet care, closet deodorizer, of course, surface wipes. That would be huge. If you can make your own surface wipes, like baby wipes kind of idea, then take them with you when you go out. You can wipe down surfaces like shopping carts, door handles, restaurant tables, tray tables in an airplane, which if you're traveling, lots of different ways that you can employ those. Kids' rooms, sprays, glasses lens cleaner, garbage disposal refresher, and I know that Faith has some other ideas that she can share with us, because she shared a whole bunch this week, and I'm like, oh, I think I'll do that. She told me about, you know that grime that you get on the top of your cupboards from cooking, like all that greasy dirt. She told me how to zap that, and I'll let her tell us that in a minute. So she's got some really great stuff.
Just let me know when.
Okay, so I will tell you right now, you're probably asking yourself, well, that's all well and good. I don't have those essential oils in my house. How do I get them? One way you can get them is through a wholesale membership. You can get 25% below retail. Membership is free with any enrollment kit, and we can help you with that. And if you're not really ready for that, there's always retail, and you can go to this website, mydoterra.com/askme. You can order retail, or you can get a wholesale membership there. And as well, just so that you know the difference between retail and wholesale, with retail, you're always paying normal pricing. There is no obligation, and you just pay all your shipping. With wholesale, you always get 25% off that retail. There is still no obligation. You can order monthly if you wish, or you can order casually. You will always get your discounted shipping when you're ordering on the Loyalty Rewards program. You can share oils with friends and even make money if you want to. And you'll have access to our team resources and support, which are quite vast. So this is only just a tip of the iceberg for the support that you'll have. And then, of course, the smartest way to buy is to get onto the Loyalty Rewards program, where you can get percentages back. We can talk more about that. And that's just the overview. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to switch from a slide. We're going to talk about the actual oils that are here and how you're going to put them together. And we'll give Faith some time to share some of her awesome ideas, and so that we can learn more, because I love learning more from everybody. How's that?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. So the cabinet thing was kind of a funny situation. Long story short, we had kitty cats who were long-haired, and there was fur everywhere. We no longer have poor said kitty cats, but I needed to get something from the top of our cupboards because I wanted to reuse it and repurpose it and recycle it, and it was totally disgusting on the top. It was just like grease and 2 years, 3 years of cat hair. And I was just like, oh my gosh, when did I clean this last? Didn't even want to think about it. So I went up and I just tried to wash it off with, soap and water. And the tins that I was using with soap and water just wasn't coming clean. I had already made natural cleaner, all-purpose cleaner out of white vinegar and grapefruits, and you have to let it soak for 30 days. Well, of course, I didn't have any. I was completely out. So I thought, what am I going to do? So I went to my glass bottle and I added vinegar, and I added about 5 or 6 drops just because I knew I needed it. It was so disgusting to the water. And then I sprayed, and it just wiped off lickety split. There's a couple of really intense spots where I needed to spray a couple times, but for the most part, I could just use my white vinegar with my essential oil of grapefruit, and I added a little bit of cinnamon just to get that nice smell and extra cleaning power, and just wiped it all clean and lickety split. And it was the fastest thing. It was actually faster than soap and water and scrubbing and elbow grease. I was amazed, absolutely amazed. So that's one thing. And then I think you're going to do laundry, so I don't want to touch on my laundry just in case.
Oh no, do the laundry one, because I don't have a laundry recipe. All I have
Okay.
the On Guard laundry soap.
Okay, so before I got involved with doTERRA, knew about that soap. What I've done, and it works for me to sanitize my laundry and keep it brighter and cleaner, is of course borax. So I put borax, and I don't use much. I only use about maybe a quarter cup. I just kind of put it in the pre-wash compartment of the washer, and then I add about 1/8 of a cup of baking soda, and then I put vinegar. I fill it to the top in the fabric softener section of your washing machine if you have that, and then I just use regular soap, and then I add Melaleuca, aka tea tree oil,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll use sometimes chamomile for my bed sheets, or lavender, just to kind of give it that nice scent. So I give a couple of drops of the tea tree oil just for the cleaning, and then I'll use lavender. Usually use more lavender because my husband doesn't care for the tea tree oil smell, but he loves the lavender, and it helps him from snoring, by the way, just saying.
Good. Oh, that's a whole other class. So do you,
Yeah.
after learning which oils are antiviral, antibacterial,
Yeah.
does it bring you a little bit more comfort to know what they're actually doing for you?
Yeah, surprisingly, and when we just went through, prior to the whole scare, we had colds, and I ended up with bronchitis, and I ended up putting On Guard in my laundry because it ended up opening my lungs, and I also used eucalyptus. So I'll use an oil depending on what's required. So I'll add that to my laundry so that I have it in my bed sheets and in my towels, so that it helps depending on what's going on. Like allergy seasons, I'll switch up my oils if I need to.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, you can use it according to what you need, because everybody's a little bit different. We all have a different configuration in our home. Yes, we have 10 children, but you know what? We're empty nesters. And so it's just my good husband and I right now. But our daughters have babies, and so they have a different need. Some have pets, some don't. So everybody has a slight different need for what they need for their cleaning. So let's get right into that here. Now here is... we have 2 pages worth of cleaning that we can send to you, and it actually includes how much you need to make either a 4-ounce, 8-ounce, or 16-ounce bottle. And our 4-ounce bottles are here. This is just a simple 4-ounce bottle that you can buy. We buy it at either oillife.com or aromatools.com. Those are the 2 places that we get our supplies. And then it just has a spray bottle on the top. Oh yeah, he didn't bring me my scissors. Look how long that is, right? So I usually cut this off to whatever length I desire, because when I put it in, you probably can't see it. the end of it comes all the way to the middle of the bottle. So it got a little frustrating for me, thinking I still had a whole bunch in the bottom, but I couldn't access it. So I would just cut off the end of the straw there. So that works really well. Okay. The other thing that we have, you'll notice here that we have all kinds of stickers. So because you have come to this webinar, we will send you the stickers that you need to put onto your bottles. So you can buy the bottles online, and then we'll send you these stickers along with your recipes. Do we have any questions so far? Oh, by the way, Aubrey said 18 days left. Tell grandbaby, yes, so excited. Do you have any questions, Debbie or Faith or Aubrey?
I'm good, but Debbie might.
What's that?
I said Debbie might have some questions. I see her writing diligently.
Have you learned something new so far today?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let me just demonstrate how we've made these particular sprays and cleaners. It's super duper easy. What you would just do is follow the recipe from top to bottom, and you just put it right into the bottle, and then you'll just shake it up. Now, we have had a discussion, Faith and I, in the last day or two about oil and water doesn't mix. Would you all agree with that? Yeah, oil and water doesn't mix. It's not supposed to.
And apparently oil and vinegar.
Oil and vinegar, they don't mix. But what is one of the ingredients that we'll be using? We'll be using vinegar, we'll be using water, we'll be using Castile soap, we'll be using borax and baking soda and salt for cleaning. And all of these are wonderful. And when you mix them together, they do their own job within that particular mix. And you will find that the oils are going to float on that surface. They're going to. So you just mix it up and spray. And then you'll get the right amount, and everybody gets to do their own jobs within that mix. Does that make sense? And you have to remember that our very cells are oil, and there is water that passes in between the two cells, but the oil controls it. And so they're supposed to be separate. They're supposed to do their own jobs. And some people say, well, you shouldn't use essential oils with water or with something else because oil and water doesn't mix.
Well, they're in our body. They mix pretty good.
But they're in our body, and they mix pretty good. They mix the way that they're supposed to. Do you have any comments further to that?
Oh, just one little thing. Just if you're going to buy your own bottles, just make sure that they are glass. Okay, essential oils and plastics, not a good idea. So yes, the sprayer is plastic, whatever. But basically, what you want is the bottle. The bottle is critical that you have a glass bottle. So be sure of that when you order your bottles or go pick them up or whatever, okay?
And Mark, is that because most of the oils have to avoid sunlight, which is why you need an amber or a blue bottle?
Well, that's a good thing as well. But as for plastic,
and glass,
remember that plastic is made from oil.
Yeah.
So when you add another oil, they start to fight each other a little bit. So it's never a good idea to have plastic, even if you want to drink some lemon in your water or whatever. Make sure it's still a plastic or metal container. Okay.
Yeah. So we love, love, love this book right here. And when you enroll with us as a wholesale customer or even as a wellness advocate, we give you one of these books as a thank you gift for joining us. And if you haven't received it, Faith or Aubrey, let me know because we still have one for you. And in this book, it has some suggestions for things like disinfecting spray, your dishwasher cleaner, and things like that. Your disinfecting spray could be white vinegar and water in a spray bottle, and that's it. And then you can add whatever essential oils you feel that you want to use based on what you're wanting to accomplish. If you're wanting to make sure that your surfaces are cleaned of any viruses or bacteria that may be invading your home, you can do that and feel very confident in that. We read it was an article written by a professor at the San Diego University recently. It was sent to us by Jack Canfield, and he talked about the coronavirus specifically. He's been studying the coronavirus since the 70s, so it's not new, but this strain is. So this is a slightly different strain. And he talked about specific ways that we can protect ourselves and what precautions to take, which is quite nice because, of course, if we're taking the right precautions, then we should be safe. No guarantees, of course. And he talked about how this virus can live on the surfaces for up to a week. So we want to clean our surfaces as often as we possibly can, including our hands, how often we touch our eyes, our nose, and our mouth. Did anybody see that Facebook video? That was absolutely hilarious. I did. Did you guys see that one? I don't know if you saw it. There was a government official talking about us needing to not touch our hands, our eyes, our nose, or our mouth. And in the middle of her talk, she licked her finger to turn the page. It was so funny. And so it was just a demonstration of, you know what, we do touch our eyes, our nose, and our mouth so often without even realizing it. So the more often we can clean our hands and clean our surfaces, the better off we'll be. We have this On Guard sanitizing spray. If you can't buy it online, you can make it, and I have the recipe for that. So if you want that recipe, I can certainly get that one to you as well. Having the sanitizing spray in our pockets with us wherever we go. So if we've touched the doors or the shopping carts or shake hands. My husband's so funny. He says, it's not the virus I'm worried about. It's more like the people who haven't used toilet paper that I'm more concerned about.
If I'm shaking hands, well, I'm going to ask first if you have toilet paper in your house.
That's right. So it can get fun. So you can make your own hand sanitizer using ingredients that you may have on hand already, using aloe vera gel and alcohol and On Guard itself. We have tons of On Guard here, even if they've run out online. Call us or ask us if we have any left over, because we took advantage of last month's promotion and we got the foaming hand wash, the sanitizing spray, we have the 15 ml On Guard bottles, we have all kinds of supplies here. So if you need them, let us know, because you may not be able to buy them on doterra.com. It's right here. Now we only have about 6 minutes left. Have you got enough information? Is there anything that we have missed so far today?
I just want to add one quick thing, if I may.
Okay.
So the main reason that I got involved in the cleaning naturally is because, as you probably all know, is that the essential oils are natural. They come from plants, versus cleaners that are mass produced that end up having such things as that are found in many of your cleaners, your carpet cleaners, everything is like things like chlorine, and that gets in the air and that just burns your lungs. There's tetracycline, which is in your dishwasher, in your hand liquid dishwashing detergent, which is aggressive antibacterial agent, but it's also very toxic. So really think about what you're cleaning with, because yes, everybody wants to clean everything, but is it healthy or is it toxic? That's what you have to really answer for yourself. And for me, that's why I go with a more natural way. Things that have been around for thousands, hundreds of thousands of years from the beginning of time. That's why the ancients and the biblical times and the Egyptians, they still find mummies with some of these essential oils that they use for everything. So
Right.
that's just my point, is toxic versus not.
Yes, thank you, Faith. You have a valid point, and it was one thing we were going to talk about, wasn't it? So when we're using these toxic chemicals on our bodies, and there are thousands of toxic chemicals in the cleaners that we buy, they actually are endocrine disruptors, which means that they affect our hormone levels and balances, they affect our moods, they affect our weight, they affect our very health, they affect our lungs, like Faith was talking about. And so when we're using these cleaners and we don't realize the connection between not being able to sleep or having those hot flashes, or name a couple of other ones, your heart racing or brain fog. All of those things could be connected to the cleaners that are being used.
And
So,
overall toxic load.
Yep, and the overall toxic load. It's very, very important. Thank you. That was perfect. Very important that we take the time to detox our bodies, and there's a specific way that we can do that, and that's in one of the classes that we teach in how to detox your body, because sometimes we can't get away from cleaners. Sometimes the toxins are just simply there because they're in our carpet, they're in our furniture, they're in the air from vehicles, they're in the air from other things that are already happening. So we don't have all the control that we would like to have, but we can take some control over what we are using within our homes.
Yeah, I read an article some time back that there's well over 1 million different chemicals that are in products that a lot of us are around. Even if they're not ones that use at home, they may be, if you go to a commercial building or whatever, they may be used in that commercial building for some of their cleaning and whatever they do. However, even though there's that many chemicals, less than 200 have actually been tested on the human body for toxicity. So the rest, they don't even know what they do to the body, which is why it's very critical that we can avoid as many of them as we can.
That's right. Thanks, sweetheart.
Yeah.
So in the last 2 minutes that we have, I'm just going to look at our comments here. Yes, we can use all of these things in roller bottles. That can be very handy. So you can put your On Guard in a roller bottle and roll it on your feet, roll it on your hands, rub it around. And the On Guard products may be sold out. Has doTERRA estimated restock? That's a really good question. When I was looking at it today, more things were out of stock than they were last week when we put our order in. I anticipate they are restocking as quickly as they can, but we haven't heard yet any plans for their restocking. They're probably just working as fast as they possibly can to do that.
We should take just a moment and just go through what On Guard stuff there is.
Okay.
So to kind of keep track of what you might need in your house.
That's right. And
Okay.
how can you order products through us? You can either go to the mydoterra.com/askme, or you can go straight through Faith. She can help you order, or we can talk to you or not even face to face, but on the phone, or even through Messenger, and we can help you that way.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question, Debbie?
And Aubrey as well.
And,
sure.
and Aubrey as well can help you. So we have the foaming hand wash that comes with this cute little dispenser that actually makes it foaming. And when you buy it, when we bought it, we didn't realize that we should actually dilute it with water. So we used the whole bottle in here and like, this is really expensive, until we learned to pour about a quarter and then fill the rest up with water. That made sense, and it's super
Now
effective.
the bottle lasts almost an entire year.
And then we have the On Guard cleaning concentrate, where it's the same thing. You'll just use a tablespoon in a certain amount of water and off you go. We have it in a spray bottle. We just use it that way. Very, very quick.
This is the laundry soap. It's this, you barely use just a little bit of this. Doesn't matter what your concentrate level is, particularly if you have a front-loading machine. It's just a dribble in the bottom of here, and there's all you need for that. And then the bottle's designed so that when you put the cap back on, it just drains back in the bottle, which I think is brilliant.
That's right.
It doesn't make a mess all over the place. And we did a little test on this real quickly. We took a pair of my work socks. Everybody smiling now? Okay, good. All right. And we washed them in our regular stuff. I think at that time, I'm not sure if we were using Tide or what's that supposed to be, real fresh one anyways. Anyways, no.
Gain.
Yeah, that's the one.
Gain.
Gain. Thank you. Gain. Which I kind of like the smell of Gain or whatever. Anyways, washed my socks in Gain and or Tide, I can't remember which one it was. And we took them afterwards and stuck them in a Ziploc bag. And then we took some of my socks and washed them in this. It did the same thing. About 2 weeks later, we pulled them open and opened that bag of the Gain, and then quickly closed it again and rewashed them, and then opened up the one with On Guard, and they just smelled great.
They were amazing.
So I was shocked at the difference. And that's just clean socks in a Ziploc bag for a couple of weeks. So it kind of tells you a little bit of what's actually coming out of them when you use the right stuff.
That's right. These are the On Guard soft gels that I spoke of that were sold out. Now on my Facebook page, it's Hope Natural Wellness. So facebook.com/Hope Natural Wellness. We have the recipe to make your own On Guard Plus. So if you can't get the soft gels, you can make your own On Guard Plus there. We have the On Guard lozenges. These are like cough drops, and they're amazing. They'll kill those bacterias and viruses that are within your throat.
They come in a bag like this. So
They're wonderful, wonderful. And they're very numbing because of the clove that's in them. So your pets, if you have pets, you can still use these around your pets and it won't bother your pets that way. This is the actual On Guard 15 ml bottle that you'll want to diffuse. You can use it in making your own hand sanitizer. You can use it to make all kinds of different things like bath bombs. So if you want to take a bath with it, you certainly can. I only learned how to make bath bombs recently, and it was quite the experience.
And we won't go into the details of that. Just say that the term bomb was appropriate.
I realized I had too much water in my bath bomb when it kept growing and growing and growing in the mold. So I'm like, what did I do wrong? So I called Jillian, one of our daughters, and I said, okay, what did I do wrong? Because she's the expert. And she taught me. This is the On Guard toothpaste. It's whitening, and it can help protect you right at the source right there, followed by the On Guard mouthwash, which is quite refreshing, and we actually really like the mouthwash.
It doesn't have the alcohol that burns your throat like a lot of mouthwashes do, which then you end up with mouth cancer and stuff like that. This was a real treat, actually. This was a real treat.
It really is. It followed, of course, if you're flossing, which you should be every day, we have On Guard Floss. And then if you're out and about, let's say like just regular life, when we had our kids at home, I would be driving our kids around with their friends or whatever. One of their friends got into the van and they were hacking up a lung and they were like, oh, I don't feel good. And, wiping their hand on whatever and then touching whatever was in the car. And I just quietly pulled my beadlets out of my purse, put one under my tongue or in my mouth, let it just explode there, knowing that I was building my immune system to help fight off whatever germs that this person brought into my vehicle in, those small spaces, right? And I never did get sick. I never did catch what it was they were sharing. And so I'm comforted to know that I have these particular things that can help us protect ourselves from all of these threats that are around us. There's more than just one threat that's around us. We all have so many that we have to face every single day. And if our immune systems are compromised, like Faith has already been because she was already fighting that bronchitis, then we want to build up those immune systems and be able to fight off all of these threats. Would you agree?
These two here, really convenient sizes to.
Absolutely. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, Mark, just interrupted.
No worry. These are two things that really just throw in your pocket or in your purse. I throw them in my purse. And, okay, my pocket. And just always have them because you don't know when you're going to run across that person that's just going to pass along something that you don't want.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Faith.
No, I was just wondering, I did put it in the question there, but I was just wondering, the beadlets are awesome because you gave me one once and it does work like a charm. I will vouch for that. But are they sold out as well?
I'd have to look online again to see.
Because I haven't been able to see them.
Yeah, 2 days
says they
ago.
are.
Okay, 2 days ago they weren't, but so if they
But
are
now
now.
they are.
Yeah.
So a beadlet
Okay,
really
thank you.
is a drop of the On Guard essential oil itself that's been individually encased in a gel cap. That's all it is. So if you do find that they're sold out, you can take the On Guard in like a quarter cup water, 1 drop of On Guard, don't do more than that. If you do, you'll know, but just 1 drop, and then you can gargle with it and swallow it down. So that can help. Now, something very important that we need to talk about if you're going to do that is safety. And that would be if you have any medications that you're taking, we'll need to discuss any interactions that could possibly happen with using the On Guard internally. So we'd want to be sure that there aren't going to be any before you use it. Is that fair? Because we want to be safe and make sure that you're healthy and strong. That is our goal. So,
time. I think
Yes,
we got
they're
all the
temporarily
questions.
unavailable. So that's it for our time. I'm sorry we took an extra 6 minutes. I hope that was okay. Is there anything you want to know more? Normally, if this was our make and take class, at this point, you would be sitting down and actually making these blends that we have to share with you. So I'm sorry it has to be a webinar today instead of in person, but we will support you where we are and where you are and help you get those made so that you're able to protect your home and your family. Does that work for you? Great.
Thank you so much, guys, for putting that on and being the spokesperson.
Well,
You helped me. I didn't have to do it. Yay.
well, thank you for joining us today and giving us your time. I know Saturday afternoons are kind of busy for people, so thank you very much. We are recording this today, so if you would like a copy, just let us know and we'll send it to you so that you can remember what we talked about, because we covered a lot of information today. So we'll be sure to send those out as long as we have your emails. Debbie, I'm not sure I have your email, so I'll have Faith forward it to you. Is that okay? Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you have a great day and stay healthy.
Stay warm, stay healthy, guys. Take
Stay warm,
care.
stay healthy.
Thanks.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.